Welcome back to Metabolism Music. Today we're going to do a really fun thing that I kind of came up with the other day, and that is to go through, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Spotify and the desktop version actually. You can only, I believe, do this on the desktop version, so in order to I guess, participate and share this experience with me and do it yourself, you'd need to open that up on like your computer or laptop or whatever. What we're going to be doing today is actually looking at the kind of sidebar that comes up when you open Spotify. I have it open right here in front of me, and it just has friend activity at the top. And I always kind of like just passively watch that update itself in real time, and I don't pay too much attention to it. But something I think that is very cool about Spotify is how they're integrating social media and music into this one platform. Whatever opinions you have about Spotify, cool. We all have them about all of those platforms. But I think this is a really cool feature that you can like link it to your Facebook and see what your friends are listening to, because that's really what we're talking about when we say sharing music. That's kind of like the passive way to do it, is to take a look at something like this where you can literally just see what somebody is playing on their Spotify right now. You don't even have to talk to them to ask what they're listening to or if they have any music suggestions. If you're like me and you find those kinds of things difficult to ask of people or just kind of talk to people, I feel like we all sometimes struggle with that. This can be a really nice way maybe to just kind of discover something new, like if I respect a lot of my friends' music tastes, then I probably will have some interest in what they're listening to. And if they are listening to something I've already heard before, I'll just kind of skip over them. But I'm not going in any order because they're constantly like updating and changing. So I'm just going to basically look at who is on my sidebar right now for friend activity in Spotify. And I'm just going to go through and scroll through and listen to all of the songs and give a little shout out to the people I'm listening to in their musical library. So without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so I'm going to be just playing it in my headphones, mostly just because it's a little tough to like share songs and stuff and play songs in these videos for like, the rights included in each song is just hard to navigate on YouTube. So we're just going to list them in the description box below, and that way you can also see the songs and just like get a quick link to those. Feel free to kind of like open up your own Spotify and listen to these songs and pause and play as you'd like, because I'm going to be kind of like obviously like skipping through a few things, editing out just like big chunks of me sitting here listening to the song. Feel free to participate, and I'll have like anything you need just down in the description box. If I do have to pause and come back, it's because I'm baking cookies right now. I am waiting for the oven timer to go off, so there's that, but let's just get going. Okay, so I'm just looking at who is gonna pop up on my like first like maybe 10 or so people, because everybody's in this list, so it's kind of long. Let's see what's gonna catch my eye. Somebody I think has a good taste in music. Okay, I am going to listen to a song that a friend of mine, Jasmine, is listening to right now. I know that she is maybe working today, so this could be something she's like playing while she's working or something like that. This friend is also a DJ, so I have a really good respect and trust in her music taste. The song she is listening to is called So Fine by Pomo, and the album is called The Other Day. I really like it so far. It's kind of like a little electronic and dancey, but there's this big intro right now, so we'll see. Ooh, nice. Yes, I like the little like trills in the background. I've never heard of this artist, Pomo. Canadian multi-instrumentalist and producer who makes electronic music influenced by hip-hop, house, and 70s and 80s funk music. That sounds right up my alley. 345,000 monthly listeners. So a smaller artist. Looks like he's been kind of like featured BBC Radio, Fader, Vice. Nice. It looks like he produced a lot of stuff actually. Mac Miller, Anderson .Paak. I love Anderson .Paak. I've been on a huge Anderson .Paak kick lately. Burhana, The Free Nationals, and he's won a Juno Award for 2016 Electronic Album of the Year for this EP. This is his debut EP, it looks like. And this is the EP that won that award. I'm already following this guy. Really good stuff. I'm gonna follow on Instagram at Pomo Beats, Pomo Beats. So that was pretty awesome. Thank you, Jasmine, for unknowingly recommending this to me. Okay, let's take a look at... I have a friend, Sebi, who is back home in Boston, and he has a pretty cool taste in music too, and we've recommended a few things back and forth before, and we went to high school together. Let's take a look. I don't know this artist. Nathan Wagner. The song is called Light from the album The Darkness. This is a long song, 6:25. Maybe it's not long for some of you, but I think for like an average, at least pop song or radio song, that's quite long. So we'll just give this a go. He's got a nice voice. It's kind of dark. It's very story-like. He kind of has like a repetitive so far, kind of like verse after verse. Oh, that's nice. It's got like a nice like lower drum kind of just in the background. This is a more, this feels like a full band. Let's see what's going on with this guy. Okay, 50,000 monthly listeners. Pretty small. His bio just says on Spotify, Nathan Wagner is a 22-year-old independent artist, producer, and songwriter. And that's about it. This is his like top 5 song. Like it's like the 4th song most popular or whatever. It's a very literal title, but it's speaking to like his whole aesthetic. Yeah, he has like this little EP kind of series of singles, and like he has instrumental stuff on here. I wonder how Sebi kind of stumbled upon this guy, because he's pretty small. Maybe he knows him. Looks like he has only one full album, which is from 2 years ago. Nice. Okay, so like around like the 2/3 mark, it's kind of giving me Linkin Park vibes. Kind of ambient band, like just a lot of sounds, a lot of distortion on the guitar, kind of repetitive. I don't hate it, but I don't know if I would come back to this. My musical taste leans more towards like hearing distinct vocals, hearing distinct instruments, like instruments and vocals being like highlighted in the song, and this was kind of all like kind of muddled together for me, so it's not quite having the effect. I don't know what effect. It's just not having an effect on me. But that's cool. Now we know who Nathan Wagner is. All right, sorry about that. I had to take out the cookies from the oven, so now we're back. I'm going to pick out one more artist, like I said. Okay, so I'm going to do a song that my friend Ryan, a good friend of mine from back home in Boston, is, I guess, listening to. It's called Scream If You Want to Go Faster by Geri Halliwell. Geri is Geri. I think it's just Geri. And it's on the album Scream If You Want to Go Faster. So this is like a 2001 album. Oh my god, okay, so I'm gonna sound like a dumbass because I literally just like don't know anything about the Spice Girls, but this is Ginger Spice. Geri Halliwell is obviously from London and was in the Spice Girls, and this is like a solo thing. This is really good. This is fun. She only has 440,000 monthly listeners, which is like nothing. Let's see what the Spice Girls have. They have like over 7 million. It's really good. It's fun. It's got like an acoustic guitar, but it's kind of like pop rocky. It sounds like it's from 2001, but I like it. That context in mind, it kind of does sound like a Spice Girls kind of pop rock kind of thing. Awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. I actually might listen to that whole album. It's got, it looks like she only came out with a couple albums, but a lot of her listed most popular songs are from that one. So maybe I'll check her out. I'm gonna follow her. That was really fun. 3 completely different artists and all very small, which I'm really impressed by when I see that. I don't know why I always think this, but sometimes I like assume no one else has these little, you know, small artists kind of in their back pocket, but I feel like we all do, and it's just something that, like, you know, you kind of, if you are someone who's always actively looking and listening to music, then you will find these little artists that you just never would have thought of, or you kind of like start going down this rabbit hole of suggestions, and maybe somebody else mentions it and then you find something else, and it's such a huge world to explore, of those like sub 1 million monthly listeners artists, which sounds like a lot, but honestly, like when you look at some of these bigger artists, like they have multiple millions of listeners, and I'm not sure how they measure monthly listeners, but you know, even the top songs, like her top song is a cover of It's Raining Men at 17 million, then the next one is like 2 million, 1 million, and then it kind of just goes down from there, into like the 500,000, 100,000 vibe in terms of listens per song, so, or streams per song. So, you know, I can only imagine, and she's big, you know, I mean, like, I didn't even know her name and who she was in what context, but, you know, this isn't, like, necessarily an undiscovered artist. Maybe it is, I don't know, like, do you follow people in bands you like groups you like the Spice Girls, you know the other, like, their names other than Victoria Beckham, or, is it just irrelevant? Do you care? Is it interesting to you what those artists do after their era is over, or maybe like in between things? A lot of bands take like little breaks and then they do solo things. I'm sure that some people have strong feelings about that, but I mean, it's just interesting to see what like one of a group comes up with on their own agenda, and this is really cool. I'm glad that I picked Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, Jasmine, and Sebi. Those are 3 people from 3 different contexts of my life, so that was really cool. That's all I have. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hopefully you maybe listen to these songs yourself and check them out on like Spotify or whatever platform you listen on. I'll link down below the Spotify link, and hopefully you maybe even try it out. And if you're just like in a rut and don't know what to listen to, it's the same stuff, plug into your computer and see what this friend activity feed on your Spotify is like. You might be surprised also what people you know are listening to. Sometimes things come up and I just like catches my eye. I'm like, huh, I did not ever think that so-and-so listened to X. But I honestly would like challenge you to take maybe like 3 people from that list and just kind of give what they're listening to a shot, because you never know. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out and giving some new music a try. And I'll just see you next time. Bye.